Not true. Not true. Not true, Barbara Jean. Just not true. Dads cannot fulfill both roles any more than moms can fulfill both roles. Now, statistically speaking, children who come from single father homes, their results are much, much better, sociologically speaking, than children who come from single mother homes. Single father homes, their results in their children across the board are almost as good as children who come from intact homes. So there's not a huge difference, but there is a difference. Children who come from single mother homes are exponentially higher in every sociopathy, every social ill that we have in our culture. Single motherhood, out of wedlock pregnancies and births, illicit drug use, alcoholism, criminality, incarceration. I mean, the overwhelming majority of people in prison today, when you go, you talk to them, you find out they were raised without a father in the home. Well, their grandfather, my daddy, can fill in, and my brother, their uncle, and my cousins, and the scoutmaster, and the football coach. It's just, I know all of that poetry sounds really good, and it makes people feel warm and fuzzy and encouraged and supported. And it's all about the journey and stuff like that, but it's just not true. And the results that we look at when we look around our communities can show us that it's just not true. You can't deny the science. You can't deny the data. Men and women are not interchangeable widgets. See? And so by virtue of that, fathers and mothers are not interchangeable widgets. It's like I just said in a video that I made to comment to another lady on the same thread. God said, "It's not good for man to be alone. I will make for him a suitable helper." And then he removed a characteristic of Adam. The Bible says he removed his rib and he created woman. So woman was not created from the dust and the dirt of the ground. And I don't care what these preachers preach at you. The Bible just doesn't say that. Man was created from the dust and the dirt of the ground. And woman was created from man. So woman was created from flesh. Man was created from the dust and the dirt of the ground. We ain't the same. We ain't the same. This is why when God presented the woman to Adam, he didn't look and say, "Oh, this is dust and dirt of the ground." But he said, "This is my flesh and my bone." That's a declaration of something called co-substantiation in theology. Co-substance, shared substance, co-substantiation. This is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. I will call her woman. See, that Hebrew word for woman is Isha. The Hebrew word for man is Ish. In the Semitic languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, those languages over there, when you see AH or HA inserted in their language, they consider that to be the breath of God. That's why people who speak those languages, let's just say Middle Easterners who speak those languages, they pronounce that syllable with a very guttural, breathy, with a very guttural, breathy sound, because they think of that as the breath of God. This is why Abram became Abraham. You see that? Sarai became Sarah. See, these sorts of things. So man and women, we ain't the same. I mean, and so if men can fulfill both roles, it means that men and women are the same, and we're not. It's that mindset from feminism, egalitarianism, that we're interchangeable widgets, that gave us the transgender issues of, people deciding, well, I feel like a woman. That man who says he feels like a woman has no idea what a woman feels like. All he knows is what his imagination tells him a woman feels like. But having never been a woman, doesn't know what he feels like. I was loading some farm implement equipment a few days ago, and I did that to my pinky finger. I bet I would be willing to bet that you know what it feels like to do that to your pinky finger. That's not my pinky finger, my index finger. See there? Hurt so bad, I forgot what finger it was called. But you could say you know what it feels like to mash your finger if you've ever mashed your finger. We have a common thing, but if you never mashed your finger, all you could do is guess. So the man says, well, I know what I feel like a woman. Doesn't have any idea what it feels like to be a woman. And the woman who says, I know what it feels like to be a man. Nope. The only way that any of that could be true is if men and women were interchangeable widgets, and we're not. But that's what your comment here and other comments like it say. The woman the mom who fulfills both roles can't do it. And let's not forget the dad that fills both roles too. He can't do it. You see, Paul said woman was created for man, not man for woman. We're not the same. And I'm not even getting in on anything about, oppression or, women being abused or mistreated or whatever. That's not even on the radar. My wife just left a job where she had been for almost 20 years, earning six figures, where for years she was the only woman who was on her tools. She was a refinery mechanic. See, she was a pipe fitter, welder, boilermaker, heavy equipment operator, that sort of stuff. Okay, so she's not just some caged bird or nothing like that. But I'm not even touching on that. I'm just talking about this crazy idea that the culture has that men and women can just fill in one another's roles. If mom is not there, there is a lack. And if the father's not there, there is statistically speaking, the number bear it out, there is a significant lack. So no, dads cannot fill both roles. All they can do is the best they can do and trust God for the difference. And I'm Dane.